So what we love doing here on the Northwestern Program Alliance is setting up strategic partnerships with academic institutions, with our industry partners to bring new products to market like CO2 concrete. And this is a really critical partnership for us with the Northwestern Program Alliance, with Western Sydney University, with Alex Fraser and with Heidelberg Materials. We've really worked really hard to come together, bring this group of people together to bring this product to life. And it's the first time it's being implemented in Victoria. So that partnership piece is really important for us.
Heidelberg Materials has been very keen to work with industry participants to produce research new technological advancements. One of these is CO2 concrete. We do see the expansion of the knowledge base being a critical part of sustainability in Victoria, and the Victorian Government has supported that over the last 10 years or so to really increase the use of sustainable materials.
In this project, we've partnered with Western Sydney University along with John Holland in their joint venture at this project. We've done our lab trials previously before we actually poured this concrete. There was a lot of work involved in actually getting the recycled concrete aggregates to the universities, where Vivian and her team carbonated the aggregates, and that aggregate then was shipped to our ready-mix concrete plant, which was used in the batching of this concrete mix.
Yes, I think it's a great initiative from, Heidelberg Materials and other stakeholders that we can implement these sustainable options to, improve the concrete and supply future projects with these aggregates to, lower CO2 and then improve sustainability.
It's a partnership from Western Sydney University, Alex Fraser, Hansen, the Heidelberg Materials. We are going for 60% recycled aggregate replacement, which is injected carbon aggregates. And we are doing it for the first time in Australia, or also in Victoria as well.
It is exciting to see that our first pour in Melbourne, in Victoria. And this is the partnership under the Northwestern Program Alliance, including John Holland, KBR, Alex Fraser, Heidelberg Materials, and Western Sydney University. And this is also the first time that we exceed our limit to this 60% recycled aggregate replacement with decarbonation procedures.
If CO2 concrete works as it's described, we should see some significant carbon savings in the use of concrete in industry. The absorption rates are quite high and provide plenty of opportunity to reduce the carbon impact on any projects that use this product.
As this CO2 reduced concrete, we're reducing CO2 emissions, which obviously improves the atmosphere and improvements on that, as well as in return concrete, we're recycling that into a 14 mil aggregate. So yeah, just improves the sustainability, lowers carbon emissions, and then we can implement these throughout future projects.
We are reducing the waste that is going into the landfill. In terms of the aggregates, which was actually going into landfill and making up construction waste, we are just reusing them. And the other one is we are upskilling the waste as well, as in we are using the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and we are getting it using it for making the recycled aggregates more stronger and making it similar to the virgin materials so that we can use it for the pour. So we are actually using it for non-structural application. As you can see in the background, it's being used for shared user path, but we are hoping to use it for structural applications such as buildings in the future.
Since CO2 concrete is by injecting carbon dioxide into the recycled aggregate, we can actually permanently sequester carbon dioxide into the aggregate, and the rest of the process is the same as concrete mixing. That's why CO2 concrete can actually bring that carbon emissions reductions further. What we're doing is actually can bring the carbon emission reductions by up to 75%, including the cement replacement.
So on projects like ours, on infrastructure projects, we're always looking at new products to bring to market and building strategic partnerships with groups like the Western Sydney University. It has such a good sustainability benefit, so we could move out of pavements, we could move into bigger in-situ applications, not just in infrastructure, but in building works as well, maybe in the rail space. And it's really exciting to be able to bring products to market and expand their use across the city.
In my view, works toward a circular economy where obviously the carbon dioxide which is actually produced is actually introduced back into the concrete mix. So I think it's a great initiative.
Doing the testing and getting the results of it, that we're getting the strengths, we're getting what's required of it, and then getting that knowledge, spreading that information that this is what we can achieve with this product, and spreading that around.
With anything new in the construction industry, it normally takes a little while to get the word out there, get familiarity with it. But just looking at this concrete here and how it's worked, it's very easy to use. It's really not very different to standard concrete. The other part to it is developing the infrastructure of storing this product and producing this product on site at concrete plants. That would be probably helpful with subsidies or otherwise if the Victorian government would be interested to really promote this type of technology.
When you think about support for products and promoting them across the industry, talking about it more, getting test trials done and promoting it in different applications is really important. So having the team out here today to take photos, film, especially talk with the project teams that are pouring the product, really understand what the pros and cons are of the benefit, understand the challenges with pouring it on site and working strategically to overcome those challenges in future. And then being really open about what those challenges and opportunities are, and knowledge sharing onto other projects across other industries is really important as well, because it's so critical that we don't just pour something and forget about it. If we pour something here or if we implement a sustainability initiative on a project, we want to be able to talk about it and promote it across other projects as well.
I think one of the main barriers I feel is the supply chain side of things. How do you actually transport those recycled concrete aggregates to a facility which actually can carbonate aggregates at a large scale? The other barrier is obviously looking at the actual facility itself. Like implementing this at a commercial stage, I feel that there are investments required, capital required, in terms of commissioning those plants which are capable of doing those sort of things. The third barrier I feel is the supply and demand. We find one of the hardest things is trying to get good sources of recycled concrete aggregates which can be used in concrete. So yeah, a fair bit of challenges along the way, but look, obviously with any initiative there are challenges, but I feel initiative like this help us along that journey.
As in with respect to the CO2 concrete, I think it's not the barrier with respect to getting the materials or with respect to getting the CO2, but I think the barriers mostly it's with respect to kind of a new product coming into the market, because the industry is not aware of this product. And I hope by doing this trial, many of the alliances and many of the industry people would be coming in forward. The other barrier is with respect to cost. So now it's a cost negative product for this project, but I believe it would become cost neutral and then cost beneficial in future, because we'll be doing this in a large quantity. And this is, as I've mentioned before, it would be reducing the waste which is going to landfill, because we are paying for the waste and it's getting benefited over there, and we are using the CO2 which is released in the atmosphere.
The support that we need to promote CO2 concrete probably are a few ways. First, probably is need to have the improving the confidence from the industry. Then they will initiate their interest, like the Northwestern Program Alliance. Then they will be interested to take on an innovative product. Probably another one is the government support. If the government help us to ensure that the implementation of innovative products is able to enhance the industry needs. And a third probably is the guidelines, because at the moment we only have the 2002 guidelines on the HB 155, which is relatively old. It's over 20 years now, and we still didn't have a guidelines talking about how can we use recycled materials, and which is something that we really need, and also help the industry to provide the support to moving forward. The next step for CO2 concrete to move forward is to really find partnership, to have the industry to able to connect with us like this one, and also maybe connecting with the technologies that we have invented so far. And that's able to help to implement the product in the market.